Who do you not trust to bring a firearm into a committee room or anywhere else?
I apologize to my podcast listeners because you really do have to see this next clip. This is, without a doubt, one of the most incredible things I've seen, in the past week. Here is Congressman McClintock.
I just wonder if the gentleman from California or the gentlelady from New York has reason to believe that there is a homicidal maniac amongst us.
This is from Politico, and they kept the three shot. So Representative Tom McClintock, Republican from California, very condescendingly said to AOC, he wants to know if there's a homicidal maniac amongst us. Can we pull in? Can we get a little closer? Who is that to the right of McClintock? Is that who I think it is? Can we get a little closer? Yeah, that's Congressman Paul Gosar sitting to the right of McClintock. Paul Gosar, Republican from Arizona, was sitting to the right of Congressman McClintock when McClintock asked if there's a homicidal maniac amongst us. Yes, in answer to your question, yes, there is a homicidal maniac amongst us. Turn your head to the right and cough and give him COVID. Congressman Paul Gosar, who asked for a pardon from Donald Trump after January 6th because he helped orchestrate January 6th. Is there a homicidal maniac amongst us? Paul Gosar was stripped of all his committee assignments. He just got them back after he took to social media promoting homicidal maniacal violence against Nancy Pelosi. Paul Gosar, he's a dentist. That should tell you everything you need to know. This is from the New York Times in 2018. In 2018, Paul Gosar's 6 brothers and sisters endorsed his opponent, claiming Paul Gosar had something wrong with him. Sorry. I shouldn't make fun of homicidal maniacs, but they said there's something wrong with their dentist brother now serving in Washington. 6 of his brothers and sisters took out an ad telling the voters of Arizona that he's not good for the country and he shouldn't be in Washington. Then NBC News reported in 2022. This is a story that NBC News did in 2022. They mentioned that family members of Paul Gosar has decided to speak out in 2017 after Gosar suggested that the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, where a counter-protester was killed, was a false flag, that the event was actually the product of sympathetic actors seeking to hurt conservative causes. So he's saying that it was a false flag operation. This is also from NBC News. This is from this year. Gosar's brother, Dave Gosar, a Wyoming attorney, said, quote, "I consider Paul Gosar a traitor to this country. I consider him a traitor to his family. He doesn't see it, but he's disgraced and dishonored himself." That was an interview he gave after January 6th. NBC News also reports that Jennifer Gosar, the youngest of the congressman's 9 siblings, she told NBC News that she's confident her brother, Paul Gosar, played a significant role in the efforts that culminated in the Capitol riot, which is why homicidal maniac amongst us, perhaps, allegedly, Paul Gosar asked Donald Trump for a pardon after January 6th. NBC News goes on to report, since the Capitol riot, Gosar has led the defense of those who stormed the Capitol, calling them, quote unquote, peaceful patriots. He said that at a May 12th hearing. He has sought to paint Ashley Babbitt, remember her? He has sought to paint Ashley Babbitt, the rioter who was shot and killed by Capitol Police after attempting to breach an entrance near the House chamber. As members and aides were fleeing, he's attempted to portray her as a victim who was, quote unquote, executed, then adding the unnamed officer who shot her was, quote, lying in wait for her. And NBC News reports that Paul Gosar joined 20 House Republicans in voting against awarding congressional gold medals to the officers who defended the Capitol against the mob on January 6th. There were 20 House Republicans who voted against awarding congressional gold medals to the officers who saved their lives. These are homicidal maniacs who are carrying weapons into the Capitol. Here is the great AOC. Here is the great AOC who has been verbally, if not, let's just say verbally harassed and attacked by countless Republican men on the steps of the Capitol and in the halls of the Capitol. They cannot wait to attack her. And here is Congressman Republican McClintock condescending, making the mistake of being condescending to AOC. I think she did a pretty great job.
Name the names and present the evidence before such a catastrophe confronts us.
I am not here to impugn the character of any individual member of this committee. I do believe that the performance
Of course you
demonstrated
are.
has shown
Who do you not trust to bring a firearm into a committee room or anywhere else?
I believe that from what I've witnessed, the competence of some members may be something that I would be willing to question.
I think you should give us names before the sun goes down, because we're all in great danger if you're correct.
We're all in great danger because she is correct. Look to your right. You are sitting next to Paul Gosar. You're in a committee room with Lauren Boebert, who just said she doesn't care what the law is, she's carrying heat. Okay? You are all in great danger. Luna, Congresswoman Luna, says she was carrying a gun. Who knows what Paul Gosar, to the right of you, is carrying, other than a virulent strain of syphilis that has clearly eaten through his prefrontal cortex. Think about where you work. Would human resources allow this to take place anywhere other than the United States Capitol? Would they allow that where you work? Would you allow it where you work?
It's all about freedom.
Yeah, it's all about freedom. Thank you. Tell me what you think. Is this about freedom? Or is this about the end of democracy? Bringing guns, having fully armed members of Congress walking around the well of the Senate, the House chamber. Is this a not so subtle way to destroy our democracy? I think it is. I think we have a serious problem with guns. They're going to kill not just 50,000 Americans this year. They're going to kill our democracy if they haven't already. I have tremendous respect for the men and women who serve, the Democrats who serve in the House of Representatives and the Senate. They are up against the worst party I have ever seen. These Republicans are the absolute worst I have seen in my lifetime. The crazies have taken over. The gun-toting cretins have taken over the party. They drove out what was left of the moderates in the Republican Party. They all left. I talked about this at the top of the show. You talk to any Republican who left Washington after Trump took office, they will say in private that the reason they left is they no longer felt safe. They weren't safe for their family or themselves. So these crazies drove out the Republicans. They're going to drive out the Democrats if they don't get rid of the gun-toting Republicans. We're going to end up, God help us. Leave a comment in the section down below. I read all your comments. I don't respond to all of them. I can't, but I do read the ones. I do read all of them, and I respond to the ones that make me laugh, and the ones that, if you have a link or some information, I really appreciate it. I really do. And while you're leaving a comment, do me a favor, subscribe to this show. That way you don't miss any of our episodes. And as I've mentioned before, I have no corporate underwriting, no corporate funding. I'm not a 501c3. So if you want to help me, the best way to help is to grab the link to this video if you enjoyed it, hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and share this with like-minded people. That is the best way to help this show, is to spread the word and share this information. Tucker Carlson, would you like to add anything else?
Up yours.
Thank you. I'm David Feldman, reminding you to stay strong and protect the weak.